My next guest, you all know, he's a very bright, funny, and talented actor. I guess who came really to everybody's attention in Taxi. He's also been in movies like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Jewel of the Nile, Wise Guys. His latest movie is called Ruthless People. Opens tomorrow. Danny DeVito.
Hey, big deal.
Hey, well, look, I mean, it's a long time coming here, you know.
Hey, how are you?
Great.
I don't think we've ever met, otherwise than saying maybe a hello across a room or something.
Yeah, I was in a dressing room or a makeup chair once. You popped your head in.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, nice to see you.
Hey, good to see you. Hey, I'm a big fan of yours. I really am.
Good, yeah.
You know, Taxi, of course, is still playing all over the country, and it's like one of those shows that holds up. It's like watching the Lucy reruns, or they hold up. They're still fun. I mean,
it was a great experience.
Funny, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was like 5 of the best years of my life.
Great ensemble.
Yeah, terrific.
Yeah.
Great people.
You know, I saw something that you did a couple of years ago that 2 friends of mine who write for this show, Mike Berry and Jim Mulholland, wrote a thing called The Ratings Game, which was on, I guess, HBO.
Showtime.
Yeah, Showtime. It was about what happens inside of television and how the ratings could be rigged. Gee, that was funny.
Outrageous.
Funny.
Yeah.
With your wife,
Rhea Perlman.
Yeah,
Rhea Perlman.
Yeah, you're from Jersey.
Asbury Park.
Asbury
Park.
What was your first, what you call, I guess, big break? You grew up, your dad...
My father was kind of like an entrepreneur. He had a pool hall at one time, and the Crown Billiard Academy, and then he had a little place that he sold dairy products. He had a big sign out in front that said, "From our farm to you."
Fresh farm.
We didn't have a farm, but but he was like, it was that kind of thing.
Anything farm fresh.
Yeah. Well, in Asbury Park, there were a lot of things going on, a lot of things to do. I was a gardener when I was there.
You're kidding.
No, I cut grass in the summer, and then after high school, I did other things. But, I became a hairdresser. A lot of people don't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
But I worked for my sister. She had a beauty parlor.
Did you go to one of the beauty schools?
Yeah, Wilford Academy, it was called.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You have that?
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, and, it was after high school. I didn't know.
Wilford Academy of Hairdressing,
That's
right?
it. Yeah, you got your little case with
now,
all little things in it,
Now, tell me this. Coming from Jersey, the macho image you got
Tough
from
guys,
Jersey, and somebody says, hey, I'm going to go to the Wilford School of Beauty. How did you go up and tell your friends, hey, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Wilford School.
I'm going to Wilford School of Beauty. What do you want me to do, hang around the pool all day? I'm going to go and learn a trade. Yeah.
Something you could depend on.
But I got very good at it. Well, my sister, she had the beauty parlor, Angela, and I was Mr. Dan, and... I was
always the first name. Is Mr. Dan?
That's right, Mr. Dan, Mr. Daniel, Mr. whatever. Hey, you. And I got to, my specialty was like, it was early 60s. It's like, 61, 62 around. And,
I don't even know it was big then.
And, my specialty was the beehive. Well, people do the beehive. They just, a lot of people never wanted it to come out. That was the thing. You put it in, and people would stay for like weeks with this beehive.
What's the secret to a good beehive? Mr. Dan.
I was well known. It was like, we actually tested it once. We was on the cover of this magazine down the shore. They had this thing called the Starlight magazine. It was Spotlight magazine. It was, all the things were going down on the shore in the summer. And they took this woman that I had done a beehive. We brought it down to the jetty down at the shore, and we stuck around a 25-knot wind. To see if it would hold up.
Did it hold up?
It held up, but
it
was
what
great.
An ad! What an ad! Hey, you want to stand on the shore with a 25-knot wind? Come see Mr. Dan. That just means we're coming right back. Stay where you are. We have finally returned. We're talking to former hairdresser to New Jersey's finest, Danny DeVito. Really were a hairdresser.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, that was hot stuff.
So when you met your wife, Leah,
yeah.
What's the first thing you did together? What's the first thing you auditioned for to get into the theater or whatever?
Well, Rhea and I we've been together for 15 years, and we worked, off Broadway.
Right.
Off Broadway, off. The first thing we ever did professionally was a play called Vinyl Visits an FM Station. It was kind of like a very avant-garde play. I played Scum, and Rhea played Cutter, and it was an S&M station in Hanoi or something. I don't know. It was Mary Warnoff was in it. It was a very, very interesting play. It was at the Theater for the Lost Continent. It was, on the west, where the West Side Highway is?
Sure.
West Street.
That's just off Broadway.
Just way down, just above Broadway, yeah, right. It was right down, the bowels of Manhattan. It was adjacent to, the theater was adjacent to a flop house. It was 50 cents a bed, and there were a lot of guys, the balcony, if you walked through the lobby of the theater, of the flop house, a door opened up into the balcony of the theater. That was it. So during rehearsals, the guys would come out, drink some wine, watch us rehearse, comment.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
You're talking show business here.
This is show business. Previews, during the previews, a guy walked through the thing. The show was like, we had half a house. He didn't like the show. He relieved himself off the balcony. I swear to God. It was a terrible
That's a bad critic. Bad critic.
It was a better review for the show, though, I think. It was one of the better.
Somebody said you used to do what they call street theater. Is that what the kids are doing in San Francisco?
Well, we
didn't
call it street theater at the time, and we didn't know. We was just horsing around. It was like guys just, doing anything. My father had a pool hall on Asbury Avenue, and next to the pool hall was a Carvel, soft ice cream thing. And it was this summer, and we were all in there. We wanted to get a rise out of the people, so we had a starter pistol. It was a terrible thing, but we had a fight in the pool hall, mock fight. 4 or 5 guys yelling, throwing bottles, and we came out into the street. Russell shot Louis. He fell into the street. Sal came around the corner, his father's black Buick. We threw him in the trunk. We drove off. The people at the Carvel are like, just hanging, dripping ice cream over their shoes.
Great training ground, yeah.
It was a terrible prank.
You still keep in touch with some of these guys?
Oh, yeah, the guys from Jersey, all my friends, sometimes they show up at the, they come in Ruthless People, we have a little premiere. Yeah. They come to the thing, Jewel of the Nile, they came to see it. And theater is a tough place to have the guys come because they holler at you if you're on the stage. Hey, Dan, how's it going? It's like,
hey, remember Carvel's? Hey. That's funny. Now, in Ruthless People, we're going to show, we have a film clip, and it probably needs a little explanation of what we're going to see.
Well, the story is basically a man named Sam Stone who has been married to Bette Midler. I've been married to Bette Midler 15 years. I can't stand, it's just horrible. And now I'm going to kill her, and this sets it up. See the clip.
I think I'm going to like this. There's a disturbed husband. You're talking. Who's the gal in the scene?
The woman in the clip there plays my mistress, Anita Morris, and she is hot.
Yeah, she's been on the show a number of times. Yeah. That's a disturbed husband in that picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've been married now how long?
We've been married 4 years. We lived together for 11 before we got married, and
that's a long.
That was like Guys and Dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, but it was good. And then we have 2 children now, Lucy and Gracie. Lucy. Hi, Gracie.
Yeah. There's always that cliche about people who are in the business. It's difficult because of the scheduling and so forth.
Yeah.
You work together.
We try to work it out, as best we can. Like, in terms of the schedules, and whenever I'm on location, if Rhea's not doing Cheers, then she brings the kids and we hang out. Yeah.
When you did Jewel and I, you spent some time in Morocco.
Oh, yeah.
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 And you sat around there. Somebody told you, what's the joke? You told somebody?
Well, it's like, you see.
Not a lot of comics work Morocco.
Generally. No, I work. Well, actually, I came from Wise Guys, and I was 2 months in every morning in the makeup trailer. Lou Albano would tell this joke. Guy goes in the psychiatrist's office. He says to the doctor, "Doc, all night I'm dreaming about wigwams and teepees." Right? And the doctor says to him, "I know your problem. You're too tense." Okay, so for 2 months.
Okay.
2 months.
That deserves it. I understand.
I'm hearing this joke. So now I'm like, it's in my head. I can't. Every place I go, I'm telling this joke. 2 weeks after we finished Wise Guys, the whole family were on a plane to Morocco. First, I see Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner for lunch, and they greet us at the hotel. First thing I do, I'm a basket case. 8 hours on a plane with 2 babies. Hey, Mike, did you hear the joke about the guy who goes in the psychiatrist's office? I'm telling everybody this joke, and everybody's going, "Oh, this guy's going to be in the movie, and this, that, and the other." So we get to Ouarzazate, which is in the Sahara Desert. The governor of Ouarzazate and 9 people, his entourage, come in to sit with us for tea one evening. You know, they wear the long robes and, you know, just their legs out and little tiny shoes, no socks, right? Fezzes on their heads and towels and things. And they don't speak English. They speak Arabic and French. I speak Jersey. I don't speak Arabic, French, whatever. Now, Michael and Kathleen, you know, they get along with French a little. Michael Douglas, he's talking French. The guys, I'm sitting there like, So they had a translator. So in the middle of there was a little lull in the conversation.
Don't tell me.
I said to the translator, ask the governor if he heard this joke. Right? I tell him the joke. The guy's going, the guy walks in the side, gets to the wigwams and teepees. 2 tents. Long thing, long punchline. I said, guy goes, whoa! His feet go up in the air. I see up his dress. It was like, it was outrageous, man. The guy goes nuts. Telling you.
You either had a great translator or their star for humor over there.
Absolutely.
2 tents, huh?
I think you're right.
Got the governor. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Doc is going to cook.